What led you to start creating content about it? Because, you could have just, been at the park, say,
Yeah.
but you've obviously thought, oh, maybe people would benefit from this or they could learn from it or see that this is something that they could be doing that they don't know about.
Originally, I actually really didn't want to get put in this box of being like recommending things to do in Auckland with kids. I felt like it was a real narrow box, and um, it feels a bit embarrassing to say now, but I actually wanted to kind of be like a travel content creator and do international travel. But my daughter was born during COVID and the waters were closed and we couldn't go anywhere. And it probably was a bit more of an unrealistic goal. But I kind of wanted to just be like a more generic, be able to share about way more things. And none of the content really did that well. And I was posting probably for like 2 years or something. And nothing was really getting any kind of
Traction.
traction.
Yeah.
And then I went somewhere and I was posting these daily vlogs. I was doing like, oh, here's my daily, and people were always saying like, oh, what's that playground that you went to? Or like, what was that cafe? What was the name of that cafe? And so I'd do videos dedicated to those things, and they always did really well. And I started to get my first kind of, I guess, like viral videos, with 100K plus views. And I kind of realized like, as much as I don't want to box myself into just sharing things to do in Auckland with kids, I was like, there's a need for this. People want this content, so I'll continue making it and I'll continue like leaning into this. And it was kind of hard for a while because I was really wanting to I was sharing stuff about going hiking with kids and staying at dock huts overnight. And I really wanted to be like a New Zealand creator, not just limit myself to Auckland. But Auckland's our biggest city. There's lots of parents here that were looking for things to do. The content did really well. And I just really like ended up leaning into that. And yeah, I posted every day for like 2.5 years or something since then about things to do with kids, and yeah, just kind of got that traction finally.
That's incredible consistency.
Yeah.
Wow. What would you say for people who, aren't or struggle to be consistent with creating content or are scared about creating content? Just as something that probably comes naturally to you now. What
Yeah.
would you say for them?
I think that for me, it became like a habit in my day. And so before my son was born, I just had one child, and, she'd go to bed and I'd sit down on the couch with my partner and I'd like make my little reel every day in the evening, and I was embarrassed to do my voiceovers in front of him, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, don't watch me. And sometimes I mess up the lines and I have to redo it, and he'd be laughing at me from the other room. And then I'd hear him say, if you're in Auckland with kids, I'm like, shut up. But it just became part of my daily habit. It was like, it's like any habit. You build it into your day, and it's like the more that you do it. And for me, I had to do it every day in order to build that habit. I couldn't just be like, I'm going to post 3 days a week, because I'd forget, or it'd be
Mm.
it just was too hard that way. Somehow it was easier to do it every day. And I'd think, what are we doing this week? And I'd look at our calendar and be like, what things could I create videos about this week? Or what could I, and it didn't have to be things to do with kids. It could be like, I'm just going to do a daily vlog today and maybe doing something slightly interesting, or, yeah, and just tried to be, yeah, really, really consistent and just almost like religious about it. Like, didn't let myself miss a day. And it definitely was hard. And I know that that's something that people struggle with content.
Mm.
But I think I enjoyed it. I think it was like a creative outlet that really helped as well. Some people hate social media, they hate posting. And I think the fact that I actually genuinely enjoyed it definitely helped.
Yeah, you leaned into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.